Good evening and welcome to another episode of A Closer Look. In this episode, we bring to you Pacific Islands Telecommunication Association 27th AGM, Business Forum and Expo, which Telikom Limited was the official host here in Papua New Guinea. We start off by highlighting what PITA is and what its objectives are.
Pacific Islands Telecommunications Association, or PITA, was established in 1977 in response to specific regional circumstances. PITA is a non-profit organization formed with the aim to improve, promote, facilitate, develop, and promote telecommunication services within member and associate member countries. PITA's current membership stands at 184 in 36 countries. PITA 27th AGM Business Forum and Expo 2023 was held in PNG, with Telikom Limited being the official host. Telikom Limited Chief Executive Officer Amos Tepi gave a brief highlight as to what to expect prior to the start of PITA 27 AGM Business Forum and Expo.
And about 320 delegates. Out of that, about 50 organizations registered, and there will be a booth set up on the site. We got about 38 or 39 booths set up where our members will mingle around and see what's on showcase will be done, all those booths. With that, as you know, it's one of the events that held first of its kind here in the country. After 67 years, Telikom Limited, since existence of Telecom, they are also a member of PITA, but they haven't hosted the event like that for over 67 years.
CEO Tepi went on to point out what the expected outcomes will be.
Telecom industry is, I think they will take more out of this meeting, where we have more technology things that they will be on display, or some discussions at that level will give leverage for all the PITA members to see what is there. And these companies that are coming, 50 organizations are registered, and they come in. And so that will actually help the PITA members to take something back when they leave.
PITA manager Fred Christopher expressed that PITA 27th AGM Business Forum and Expo is an event that will pave way for dialogue in identifying challenges and solutions to these challenges.
It's actually primarily organized for the interests of the Pacific Island members, and we are so fortunate that we have a lot of industry players attending, who will be here to share on the knowledge and all the updates on technology and the possible solutions. So everyone is here to see what they can work together with their peers and with the experts on some of the solutions and how to overcome, help them address some of their challenges back home. So it's purely technical business, and there will be a lot of discussions on policy and regulatory as well. Because, you know, telecom, you cannot talk about technology on its own or regulatory on its own, so it's all combined. So there are also regulatory and government members attending apart from the telcos, as Mr. Tepi has mentioned.
Mr. Christopher went on to highlight the importance of connectivity.
And the ubiquity of our delivery of services, now that we need every citizen to be connected. You need that kind of ubiquity so that it can be connected anywhere, anytime, and whatever devices that you want. And of course, with climate change and various disasters, is for the resilience of our services and our networks. That includes also the cyber attacks and things. So there's a lot of strengthening.
The last PITA conference prior to the 27th AGM was held in Suva, Fiji, before the COVID-19 pandemic struck, making PITA 27th AGM Business Forum and Expo the first face-to-face meet since COVID.
PITA 27th AGM Business Forum here in Port Moresby and PNG is after COVID-19. And this is one of the big events that is coming together, face-to-face meeting. And so, and that takeaway from this is going to be more interaction, more sharing, and then also looking at how we can leverage on each other's of those all the countries that we've been apart for the past few years when the COVID hit.
We go for a short break, and when we return, we highlight some of the key points that were discussed during the meet. Welcome back to a closer look. Some points discussed during the meet were of how the telecommunications industry can progress in the Pacific and how challenges faced can be addressed. These are some of the highlights from the meet.
Telecommunications and information technology have become a fundamental part of society in this day and age. The benefits of telecommunication include better communication, collaborative work, flexibility and efficiency, and productivity. During the official opening, Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso said he hopes the meeting will have important discussions on making telecommunications accessible and affordable, especially in the Pacific region.
I hope that in your meeting this week, amongst your agendas, we discuss how we can make telecommunications more accessible, and also not only accessible, but more cheaper for our people in the islands, throughout the Pacific, and connecting the Pacific with the rest of the world. We hope that with the discussions, their advice, their knowledge, we can all work together and harness this knowledge so that we can connect with each other, so that we can try also to ensure that our people in the remote hinterlands of Papua New Guinea, on the remote islands of Tuvalu, in the remote islands of Vanuatu, in places from Micronesia to Melanesia to Polynesia, are connected with good, cheap, affordable communication for our people.
One main topic of discussion was the connectivity issue and how a vast majority of people in the Pacific are not connected.
The Pacific is a wonderful location in the world, but it deals with one major problem, and that is that we have not been able to connect the unconnected just yet. And this is something that we've been talking about at PETA for the longest time. Certainly in the 15 years that I've been involved with it, it's something that we always talk about. Today we're in PNG, great place, loving every minute of it, but the reality is that a vast proportion of this country's people remain unconnected.
He highlighted that it is time to use the technology and skill set to address the connectivity issue.
Time, technology and skill set can now ensure that we can provide connectivity to all of those locations. And let me say, it's with something that we all use every day. It's the mobile phone. If you can get the mobile phone into the hands of the individuals of those people out there, they will have voice, SMS and broadband. It'll be the cheapest way of getting broadband to those communities.
Another topic highlighted during the conference was communication during disasters and the challenges faced.
You will note that most of the countries in the Pacific islands, these are on the right top chart, which means they are both vulnerable and have high exposure to the disasters. So the relevance of emergency telecom is high in all the countries that are specifically in the Pacific region. To have the resources at the right places at the right time, the emergency communication, it requires connection, a bi-directional connection using different communication method, whatever is available, including satellites and microwaves and whatever that is available at the moment.
The point that was emphasized was getting everyone connected and strengthen disaster risk recovery and resilience in order to have a stronger Pacific. During the conference, significant partnerships were also strengthened and established. one of which was Telikom Limited partnering with SkyTel to improve connectivity in the country.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. The reason why we're going with SkyTel, some areas in the country, we have faced challenge with our connectivity, especially connecting the customers from the rural back into our main hub and taking them out of the country. So issue we face on the satellite front, it's been ongoing for quite a long time. We know we have our sister company who does provide satellite, but the areas that they can provide, this is where we got SkyTel having partnered with us.
Another significant signing was of a memorandum of agreement with Amboya Investments to improve the PABX system, which is a private automatic branch exchange that allows for multiple telephone systems typically used in business environments.
When you use the PABX system, it's basically you will take the office around with you. You can't position or permanently stay in one area where you will operate a switch. You can have a phone line, everything there, but this time you can call and you can still answer calls in, if you call in your office in Argen, obviously when you're in Port Moresby, you can still answer calls here. The other one is not only that, but if you go outside of Papua New Guinea and somebody call Argen, and this person is in Australia, they can still answer a call in Australia.
Kumul Consolidated Holdings Managing Director Professor David Kavanamur encouraged all to embrace the changes and adapt to them to ensure telecommunication challenges are addressed in the Pacific as the region stays on par with the rest of the world.
Important that we embrace this change if we are to contribute and continue to improve the quality of life of our people in terms of the Human Development Index. Our telecommunications companies must lead the way in adapting to a range of developments.
We go for a quick break and return with more on the other side. You're watching A Closer Look. We now take a look at the way forward for PITA and what the future holds for the association.
Pacific Islands Telecommunications Association is a platform that can be utilized for the advancement in the telecommunications space. This is due to the fact that all key players who are members come together to discuss vital issues affecting Pacific Island countries, and they forge partnerships to address these issues at hand, as outlined by the Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Timothy Masiu.
In this pursuit, collaboration and partnership are paramount. The PITA annual conference or annual general meeting here and Business Forum Expo provides an ideal platform for knowledge exchange, networking, and forging strategic alliances. It is through such collaborations that we can collectively address the challenges, seize the opportunities, and chart a path towards a digitally resilient future. We engage in discussions and explore innovative solutions. Let us remain mindful of the potential transformative impact of technology. Let us prioritize inclusivity, ensuring that no one is left behind in this digital revolution. Let us embrace sustainability, leverage technology to protect our environment and preserve our cultural heritage.
PITA Vice President Philip Henderson expressed gratitude to Telikom Limited for hosting one of the best PITA conferences since its inception.
Definitely, the participant from our membership has been reinforcing what I just said. This is the hosting by Telecom has been exceptional. People have been very friendly, and the facility itself is world class. There's no doubt about it. This company, as an event centre, is probably the best in the Pacific, I believe. From a membership perspective, I suppose we're going to reinforce PETA as being the regional voice at the upcoming Pacific Islands Forum to be hosted in the Cooks. We believe that we truly represent the views from the industry, both from the retail service provider space and on the regulator front as well, and government. So our membership encompasses everybody in the industry, vendors, telcos, service providers, regulators and government. So I think we're truly representative of what the industry is in the Pacific.
Telikom Limited Board Chairman Cedric Rondoke also gave a highlight on significant partnerships that took place, which will only strengthen and ensure that telecommunication progresses in the region.
Some of the highlights of what has happened, I just want to give to you just for your information. Telikom Limited has signed an MOU agreement with Amboya for exclusive wireless cloud-based PBX rights in PNG and Solomon Islands. They've also signed an MOU with SkyTel as an exclusive distribution for primary link in PNG. For SkyTel, I saw some clips of it, and I was thinking about the little people in the village, in the forest, behind those blue mountains, on the seas, in the atolls, the small places where they go and do fishing, and they have no communication. But with this, I think they can get the communication from wherever they are.
PETA Vice President Philip Henderson said they look forward to the 28th PETA AGM, which Vanuatu will play host in 2024.
We believe that Vanuatu has put their hand up to host the next one, so it's staged in Melanesia, and we're looking forward to the event next year, whether it's in Vanuatu or some other place. We know this region changes, so we know events can actually inhibit your ability to host, and we just hope that we do meet in Vanuatu next year.
PETA continues to be the flagship platform that propels the telecommunication industry into a future of limitless possibilities.
And that's all we have for you on this episode of A Closer Look. Join us same time next week. Until then, thank you for watching and have a pleasant evening.